It seems a coup is being prepared in Kazakhstan. A small teaser, here he is, the pro-Kremlin candidate to replace Tokayev.
Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin became president in the year 2000. And from the very first days, we've had very kind relations. I won't hide it today, which have turned into, well, a real personal friendship.
Good Lord, is this like back to the past? That's Nursultan Nazarbayev, a very great friend of Putin's. In short, he already ruled the country of Kazakhstan for 27 years in his time. By the way, here's how he's remembered.
He illegally rigged all the elections, changed our constitution 5 times, and he called himself the leader of the nation, the permanent leader of the nation. He's a traitor, a scumbag, and a murderer.
And there are a number of questions here. First, why does Putin, even after Nazarbayev's resignation, meet secretly in the Kremlin?
Nursultan still regularly meets up with the old Kremlin geezer.
And this should be considered a clear sign of Russia's immense trust in Kazakhstan.
In 2025 alone, they saw each other twice. And in 2026, right after the chimes, the demoted Kazakh Sultan was already ironing his tie for a meeting in the Kremlin.
Is Vladimir Putin really trying to push his close buddy and business partner Nursultan Nazarbayev back onto the throne again?
Putin has now firmly established Russia in its rightful place, where it belongs.
Nazarbayev continues to be heavily dependent on the bunker villain. After all, the Asia-Pacific Bank, ATB, linked to Nursultan Nazarbayev's funds, still operates in Russia and shows high profits.
Next, what is happening right now with Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, the current president of Kazakhstan? Is it true that very soon he will leave the presidential chair?
Does the president plan to leave office early? Kazakhstan is one step away from a constitutional referendum. The vote will take place on Sunday, but the campaign can't be called either transparent or democratic.
Yet just a year ago, Tokayev clearly stated that he would only leave the presidency in 2029. So what has changed? And is it possible that Tokayev truly sees his future somewhere outside of Kazakhstan?
At the same time, rumors spread across the country that Tokayev plans to leave office even ahead of schedule and will try to become the UN Secretary General. Do you believe that?
Yes, my friends, be sure to write down in the comments section whether you actually believe it or not. Also, please write if you would be interested in seeing a much more detailed analysis of the current situation in Kazakhstan in the next episode, right after the constitutional reform referendum has finally taken place. And now let us move on to talk about a certain aspiring and, not particularly talented Hungarian actor.
Orban urged children to take the situation seriously, but not to give in to fear. He accompanied the video with the caption, "Ukrainians are already threatening my family, my children, and my grandchildren. Everything is fine, but there's a limit to everything."
So, let's get into the details. After Orban detained Ukrainian cash couriers and seized Ukrainian money, and after Zelensky threatened to share Orban's private contact information with the armed forces of Ukraine, the Hungarian Prime Minister definitely decided that he would build his election campaign on hatred towards Ukraine. That is exactly what he will build his election ambitions on. And from there, things really started to escalate.
Ukrainians are already threatening my family, children, and grandchildren. Everyone is doing fine, but there is a limit to everything.
However, the video itself looks more like a staged production. In the footage, Orban demonstratively talks on the phone with his wife and daughter, pretending to be very agitated, rubbing his forehead, and warning them of danger supposedly due to threats from Ukrainians.
There's a term called street theater. Well, that's exactly what this is. Stanislavski would have said, "I don't believe it."
All of this is accompanied by dramatic piano music. Next, the Hungarian Prime Minister appears in the hallway of a government building and states that he asked his relatives to take the threat seriously, but not to panic.
And then Orban also called his mother. Naturally. Right in front of the television cameras. As they used to say. I'll leave the direct speech. Vitya, put down the pencil. Hi, Mom. Dear Dad? Good? And you? You're always great. I'm like that too. Everything is always fine with me. I don't know where. No. Okay, but don't worry about me. Sorry, don't worry about me. I'm very well. It's because of you. Can you imagine the cynicism? According to Orban's strategic plan, the Hungarian voter should now be moved to tears with emotion, harbor a sense of hatred toward Ukraine, and naturally vote not for Magyar, but instead for him, for Orban himself. Well, Viktor is hoping in vain. He will definitely lose the election, but Ukraine will surely win. That's all for today. Subscribe to the Union YouTube channel. Goodbye.